we'll do, we want before minus after into L3. And I'm doing before minus after because that's the way I wrote my claim, was before minus after. If I had done after minus before, I'd switch it around. You just got to make this match the way you wrote your claim. Okay? So at this point, we will have done all 12 subtractions. According to my formula, what do I want to do next? Add them all up. And then divide by n. So then we will sum up L3, and then we will divide by n. Take the sum, divide by n. Then we'll turn d bar into a t-score. So that's all 5 steps just to get d bar. Alright, so you're on this page, or I'll put my book up. We haven't used the list in a long time. So clear out 3 lists. Do you want me to lead you through it, or can you do the whole thing, you think? Do you want me to wait? Okay. I'll wait. Oh, nice. Clear is a bad thing to touch when you're putting numbers in. Delete will work much better.
No, we got the error.
Oh. Yeah, you go up onto the top, and you just do L1 minus L2. Then you quit and get out of here after that. Do you remember where the sum is at? It's under the list. List right here in yellow, and then over to math. Over to math. L3. All right, negative 12. Anybody else get negative 12? All right. And then we have to divide by 12. I don't know what we had. So I could do that. Negative 1. Negative 1 is our average difference. It's under list. See the yellow word list above stats? I'll take you through it after we're done with notes if you need help. Find it, Iris, right here. List. And then go over to math. Arrow over to math. And then down somewhere in some. It's been a while since we've been into those menus. Okay, so anyway, D bar came out negative 1. So D bar is negative 1, but that's not a t-score yet. I've got to turn negative 1 into a t-score to see where it lands. So don't automatically think, oh, negative 1, oh, that's right here, I failed to reject. We're not at a t-score yet for it. So I want the t-score for negative 1 now. So I'm going to follow that little formula I gave you right here. The d-bar value that we just found minus the whole value, divide by this fraction here. Okay, so the d-bar is -1 minus, what's 0? Huh? What is what? -1. The d-bar came out, after I did this, I got -1. When I took the sum and I divided by how many I had, I got -1. So -1 minus 0.
No, is that t, -1?
T, yep, we're turning d-bar into a t-score. Just like we usually turn the data value into a t or a z, we're turning it into a t. This is the formula that's going to turn it into a t.
I thought it was 1 bar. and I was
Nope.
confused.
Okay, so now, where am I going to get this s from? What are we going to do where?
If we have to do one bar.
1 bar stats on which list? List 3, after the difference. I want the S of the differences. So the S is coming from list 3. So 1 bar stats on L3. I'll take your word for it. 2.37? The S?
Yeah.
Okay. Where am I at? 2.37 over the square root of the sample size was 12. Use your parentheses wisely. On the bottom, yeah. Nope, for the fraction. I think you need that. What did you get? -1.46. I don't know why I'm always right. Do the same thing for 20 years, it's kind of hard to screw it up. Okay, so now we can look back to our graph. Now what decision are we going to make? Fail to reject the hoe. That would be neat. Oh, you know, instead of doing that sum and divide by, we could have just ran 1 bar stats and got the average there and the S there off of. Yeah, these two steps right here could have been 1 bar stat. How do you use what? How complicated it is to use 1 bar stats. You go to stat, over to calc, 1 bar stats, L3. The average is -1, and then the S is there. So we got to use it anyway. We might as well skip those last 2 steps and just run 1 bar stats on L3. Okay, that's your by hand.
So what would we do?
You want the X bar, you want the average, that's our D bar. And then the S. So because we just did the averaging by hand, we added it up and then divided by how many we have, or 1 bar stats does that for us. Yeah. It'll probably not be, because it's multiple choice tests, I couldn't put a whole hypothesis test on. It'll probably be, you know, what's the hypothesis, or what's the T-score for your, I will never know whether you did it by program or by hand. But you're going to have to know what each little piece is, because it won't be a whole test. Okay. Okay, the program is not a two-sample t-test. Not a two-sample t-test, even though we've got two samples. It's essentially the same sample that I'm using 2 times, a before and an after kind of situation. So don't use the two-sample t-test on this, it's just the t-test, and you run it on your list 3 data after you've done the subtracting. So, if we want to stick with, we'll just stick with what we've been doing. We'll do the 1 var stats on L3. Get D bar, which is X bar, and then we need the S. And we can run 1 var stats then. Or I mean the t-test. Let's try one more. Okay, a medical researcher wants to determine how a drug changes the body's temperature. Lots of drug testing here. 7 test subjects are randomly selected and body temperature is measured. Subjects are then given the drug. After 20 minutes, they measure body temperature again. Results are listed below. Is there enough evidence to conclude that the drug changes body temperature? So the claim being made is that this drug changes body temp. The drug changes body temperature. So we're talking before the drug and after the drug. So how does before compare to after if it says it changes it? Not equal to. It doesn't say how it changes, just that it changes. So when I subtract, that's the that's the claim. There's the hoe. And we are testing this at 5%. Body temps are normally distributed. Okay, before you can run the t-test, you've got to get list 3 generated. So that means put your befores into list 1, afters into list 2, the differences into list 3. So before is going into L1, after is going into L2, before minus after is going into list 3, and then 1 var stat, your list 3. Oh, and I'm on page, I'll just put it up here. There's only 7 pieces of data, 7 initial and 7 after. 394, it's right here if you want to look up, if you can see it. So clear out list 1, 2, and 3. Try it again, Ashley.
Oh, trying to bring them up.